Hey everyone, my name's Jennifer, and recently I took a trip to Shanghai and visited Shanghai Disneyland, which was amazing. So I wanted to share some tips for you guys if you guys decide to go to Shanghai Disneyland. So let's get started. The first tip I have for you guys is to make sure that you get a visa before you go to China. Or if you plan on using China as a layover and only staying for 144 hours, that's fine too. My visa going from Korea to Shanghai was 55,000 won, or about $55, and that's just something that you might not have calculated into your budget when you were thinking about Shanghai Disneyland. So make sure you check online and find out how to apply for your visa and how long it will take before you go to Shanghai. The second tip I have is to buy your tickets online. So originally my friend and I, we intended to just buy the tickets at the ticket booth, but when we got there the lines were literally so long. The line just wrapped around and around, and it was moving very slowly. It was very inefficient. So we ended up just using our phones to buy the tickets online anyways. So I think it would just save you the trouble if you bought them online beforehand and just showed up to the gate. So what you need to buy the tickets online is a credit card that works internationally and your passport. It's gonna ask you to put your passport number when you purchase the ticket, and when you go up to the ticket booth, all you need to do is show them your passport number and they will give you a physical ticket so you can enjoy Disneyland. The third tip that I have for you guys is to get there early. Get there as early as you can. Get there 30 minutes before opening. My friend and I, we got there at around 9:30, which was 30 minutes after opening. When we went to get Soarin' fast passes, they had already ran out, so people get there really early. The fourth tip that I have for you guys is to try to learn a little bit of Chinese, or have some kind of book or guidebook that tells you like what to say in Chinese, because even though the cast members at Shanghai Disneyland, they know a little bit of English, most of them do not speak English well. Luckily my friend spoke Chinese so she could help me out, but if she wasn't there, I think I would have been very lost. So learn some basic words so that you can fully enjoy your experience without too much of a struggle. The fifth tip that I have for you guys is to bring a water bottle into the parks. So unlike Disneyland and Anaheim, Shanghai Disneyland does not offer free water cups, but instead they do have hydration stations all throughout the park. It's really easy to refill your water bottle if you have one, or you can choose to purchase a bottle of water, which is really cheap in Shanghai. It's like less than $1, but still it will be more environmentally friendly and cost efficient if you just brought your own water bottle. So the next tip that I have for you guys is that you should know all the fast pass distributions are centralized to one location per each land. So what that means is all the attractions in Tomorrowland have one location for the fast pass distribution, and all the attractions in Adventure Isle have one location for the fast pass distribution. And I didn't really like this because then the lines for the fast passes were from 10 to 20, maybe 30 minutes long, and it just wasn't as efficient because it's one line for multiple attractions. And also it's a lot more confusing to get the fast passes because you have to like look at a monitor and choose what ride you want, and then you put your cart or you put your ticket in, and so I think it slows down the process. However, the return times and the time that you can get a next fast pass, the system is exactly the same as all the other Disneylands, so you don't have to worry about that. The next tip that I have for you guys is that people seem to start in Adventure Isle and make their way around. So I would recommend starting in Tomorrowland, because when we went to Adventure Isle in the morning, it was so crowded. The lines were already 50 minutes and the fast passes were running out. So when my friend and I decided to go all the way over to Tomorrowland, we found that the lines were a lot shorter. The fast pass distribution for Tron had no line, and the return time was in only 30 minutes. So in the meantime, we just rode Buzz Lightyear, which was like a 5-minute wait, and took pictures with Baymax and Stitch. And then we were able to ride Tron with almost no wait, so that was really awesome. If you really do want to ride things in Adventure Isle, I would recommend going really early and getting fast passes and then going over to Tomorrowland. And that was it for just general tips for the park, but I wanted to talk about 3 attractions that are must-dos if you decide to go to Shanghai Disneyland. The first attraction that I really want to recommend is obviously Tron. I think when people first think of Shanghai Disneyland, they automatically know Tron. Tron is the must ride, and it did not disappoint. It was really awesome. You first go in, you put all your stuff in a free locker, which is available for 3 hours, because you can't carry your stuff into the ride. And then the queue for the ride was amazing. It was beautiful. It felt like you were getting absorbed into the movie, into the ride. And then when you get on the bike, you kind of lean forward into it, and it just feels very realistic and not just like another amusement park ride. It like accelerates you in the beginning, and the ride is really fun, but unfortunately it is a little bit short. I would recommend riding it multiple times because it is easy to get fast passes and the line is never too long, surprisingly. The next ride that I recommend that seems kind of unexpected is Pirates of the Caribbean. I completely did not expect this to be a good ride. I didn't do any research beforehand. I thought it was going to be exactly like the Pirates back in Anaheim, but boy was I wrong. It is completely different. It is amazing in Shanghai. I wish Disneyland in Anaheim could have their pirate. It's like very immersive. There is the big screen. It's kind of like the thing that they use for Soarin', so it feels like you're there in the movie, in the waters, and the boat like doesn't just move forward, it kind of moves backward and slides around. And I mean, there's no big drop like in Anaheim, but overall I think it was a lot better than the one in Anaheim. And last but not least, the final thing that I recommend at Shanghai Disneyland is Camp Discovery Challenge Trail. Oh my goodness. At first, when I heard about this, I was like, oh, is it similar to the Redwood Creek trails back in Anaheim? But no, this is a way more intense adult version of that. You actually get into a harness, and at first I thought, oh, they're just being extra, it's Disney, they just want to be overprotective, but no, you need that harness. When you actually get up onto the challenge trail, you will realize how scary it is, and if you like slip, it feels like you're gonna die because I don't know, the drop is so far down. But there are 3 options for you to take. There's like an advanced option, intermediate option, and then an easy option where you can just pass the challenge trail if you want. My friend and I, we decided to do all of the advanced options because, you know, that's the thrill. The first one was kind of like jumping logs, and honestly, if your legs are short, I think it would be really scary because it was already scary as it is for me, and there was a little girl behind me and she literally she couldn't do it because she was physically too small to cross over to the next log. So this attraction is definitely made for adults and it's not for kids. Don't underestimate it. They don't let you take your stuff onto the challenge trail, so I just snuck my phone into my pocket and I walked in. But honestly, just don't bring your phone because I was so scared of it falling out the whole time because it's so scary. So that was it for all the tips I had for Shanghai Disneyland. I hope that this video helped you in some way or made you want to visit Shanghai Disneyland even more. If you have any other questions about Shanghai Disneyland or when I went, you can comment down below and I will try my best to respond to every question that you have. Thanks for watching!